The United Kingdom is being hit by a series of crises at the moment: surging COVID-19 cases, a highly infectious new strain of the virus, and a looming Brexit deadline. Currently, the UK government is negotiating with France after border closures left the country short of fresh produce, a problem which could get much worse if a trade deal can't be struck with the EU. I spoke earlier to Professor Narula from the Henley Business School at the University of Reading. Professor, thanks for joining us. The health experts say are really working hard and fast to find out more about the new variant of COVID-19, which is appearing to spread more easily in children. This is very concerning. What are they finding?
Well, I think, Jenny, the variant is obviously taking advantage of the fact that it's spreading towards populations that were previously immune, like adults, young adults, as well as children, and they still remain asymptomatic. So the effect isn't really on the children per se, on the young adults, but it is on their parents, because they go home with this variant, and this variant then catches on to the parents, and it spreads much more quickly. But I think part of the the new infection rates, the high infection rates that this new variant has to do with the fact that it's being taken home by children to their parents, and then it's spreading from there. Before that wasn't the case.
Professor, there have been more than 2 million confirmed cases of coronavirus in the UK, and more than 67,000 people have died. We've got some new figures from the government. How are people feeling in the lead up to Christmas, and what are the new restrictions like?
Well, they're quite onerous, these new restrictions, and the numbers, today's numbers is about something like 31,000 today, with 18,000 hospitalizations, and death rates around in the 500s range, roughly. So the new restrictions are quite onerous. You're not allowed to leave, especially if you're in Tier 4, that is London and the Southeast. You're not allowed to leave your home except for some basic exercise. You're not allowed to go anywhere. You are allowed to go and pray for some reason. Churches and mosques are communal prayers are still allowed, but otherwise you can't leave, and you're not supposed to leave Tier 4 for any other region. So actually people leaving London for the countryside or for Leeds or for... The airports have been closed, well, the airport isn't closed. Technically, the foreign countries are not allowing British flights to come in. So the Netherlands, Denmark, France, Germany, flights from the UK are not allowed to disembark passengers. And same with the train. So essentially, London and South is an island, and nobody can come in or go out. And it also means that there's no traffic, and there's no haulage, there's no freight moving between the United Kingdom and anywhere else in the world.
The UK borrowing has hit its highest level in November on record. What are you hearing?
Well, I think the Boris Johnson has sort of opened the taps, with they spent a lot of money on the furlough scheme, and which they've extended now till the end of April. There's also exports have dropped considerably in the run-up to Brexit, and imports have gone up because people have been hoarding imports in the likelihood of there being a hard Brexit. So expenditures are going up, and of course COVID-19 and Brexit combined means that there is in fact a massive deficit. This is going to rise even further if there's a hard Brexit, and of course if they continue extending the furlough schemes and other unemployment benefits available. 5.5 million people, Jenny, are on the furlough scheme, and this number may rise to 7 or 8 million in the next couple of months.
And the borders are shut due to COVID, and we are nearing that Brexit deadline. What else are you expecting? A lot of people are just waiting. They're not prepared, and they obviously don't know what to do and where to go from a business perspective and also from a personal perspective.
Well, a lot of businesses have shut down. Factories have shut down, not only because of COVID, but because they're expecting there to be chaos on January 1. One of the reasons for the high level of imports, as I said, was because when they import, there's been stockpiling, but everybody wants to wait until the actual event, January 1, and see whether they need to start using up their stockpiles. And obviously, the prices are going to rise up. So we will see businesses shutting down the next 1 week because nobody is really ready, except for the very largest companies, is ready for what's going to happen. We already see, you've probably seen uh, uh, shots of how there's a 10-kilometer queue at Dover and likewise in the Netherlands at Hoek van Holland, as well as in Calais. There's a 10-kilometer queue of trucks waiting. In fact, there's so many trucks now that this is now, especially with the shutdown due to COVID, that I think things are going to get much, much worse over the next few weeks.
Thank you very much for your time and expertise. Professor Narula from the Henley Business School at the University of Reading. You stay safe and I hope you have the best Christmas possible.
Thank you. You too.